we are on next part of Blackgate, so I believe we're where we left off at, or actually in the Blackgate gate itself, something like that. Alright. It's much darker than I would imagine. Kit. No answer from the lumbering monster. Place is familiar. I've been here before. You have to just go forward until it stops us. What do you mean we've been here before? What's this skunk? This isn't my kink. What? Just grab onto me and follow. I feel another hand grab my shoulder. It's you, Charlie? Yeah. We're just gonna walk forward. Take a step forward and bump into the things floating in the waist-high liquid. It's too dark to tell what it is. I press forward. Was that just a body? I don't know. We did it. Nowhere a voice echoes through their area. Run away. Don't crush. Drink. Who's there? Ignore it. It's gonna do that. Help me kill. Feel good? Are you? North, moons, eyes always watching. I finally reached the wall that I need to rip open. I begin to tear. I begin to rip. I see the light from before. There's light. I keep going. I claw and climb my way out of the dark and fall face first into the dirt. The three of them fall after me and next to me. We all squint our eyes to shield them from the dust that blows into our faces. I look next to me and see a human skull. Not much farther is another and another and another. The orange dirt shifts over the countless skeletons littering the area around us. I finally get to my feet and look where we are. Vincent stands beside me and helps me to my feet. I see Alan and Gruff gobsmacked by our surroundings. I think this is the real Blackgate. It's just a guess, but I'm good at guessing. The air doesn't move quite right as I swim through it. It pushes and pulls at me like the tides, pulsing like a heartbeat of a calm monk. I did it again. The sky extends forever, up until nothing. It's something less than space. My eyes caught it when we first got here, and I stare out at the light again. The pillar of light standing tall off in the distance. I can't tell how far it is from us. It's the only determinable landmark, and it feels godly. It feels important because it made itself important. I'm drawn to it like a moth. Kit. Kit is not with us. Mr. keeps calling out for him. I do the same. Where is he? How did we get separated? I don't know. Maybe it sent Kit someplace else because he's been here before. We should stick together. I was about to say that. There's no telling what's here. Alan stomps through the graveyard of human skeletons. Each yellow grave is marked with a fire poker and a cell phone. Are these human remains? Yes. Like a scared cat, Alan jumps back. Now what? Now we just have to find Kit, get out of this place. Charlie, do you have any idea where this gate sent Kit? You knew about that dark room. What can you tell us about this? I've never been here before. I don't know where he might be, but I do know where we should probably go look. I point to the pillar of light, the beacon that calls to me. I got a real bad feeling about this place. Not enough bars for your liking? I'm glad you feel comfortable enough to make jokes. The longer we wait here, the more time we waste. Gruff stumps off ahead of us. His quiet demeanor is far more quiet and focused. I watch him look at the various skeletons and look away. We travel for miles, never seeming to get close to the pillar of light. All the effort we put into trekking across the desert doesn't leave me parched. Besides that, I'm not thirsty yet. Temperature gets warmer the more we travel towards the light, but it's never once unpleasant. I guess that's how I'm measuring our success. Alan and Vincent inspect various remains. I see buildings, or rather the impressions of them, a rough sketch of reality if you were to describe them. I see other structures that seem to be more like a line of practice. Constructing the same thing, building the same structure over and over until you get it right. Every once in a while we call out for our missing friend. I see a line of reddish pine trees, a single file line of the same tree over and over. They become more and more detailed and realistic as you go down the row. The last would be like a real tree, if only it was colored correctly. All these various objects are as if created by a sculptor with only one colored stone to their palette. I see Vincent looking up and down at each rock formation, structure, and curiosity. What do you think? I don't know. I've never seen magic like this. I think it's awful. The smallest pebbles got stuck in my shoes. It's a nuisance, but I ignore it as best as I can. I focus my sight on the light. It's like it's calling my name. Hear my phone camera go off. All discarded phones start to ring. My own phone vibrates. I rip the device from my pocket and see what's it calling me. I'm calling myself. I answer it, and thousands of phones around us answer, and a loud feedback loops occurs. The loud screech makes Brooke duck and fall prone. Alan puts his fist up. I drop the phone quickly and kill the noise. Soft buzz drones on in my head. Sorry about that. We climb down the hill and I see something familiar. I see my car. Thoughts of home fill my skull. My phone begins to ring again. I take it out of my pocket and Gruff watches me. He looks at the car and starts to put two and two together. The phone stops ringing and all of the other phones stop as well. That is your car. Yes. Those are your remains. Maybe. How many times have you died? How long have you been in Blackgate? I have no idea. This is all news to me. We continue our search for Kit. We finally make it to our destination. The holy lights reaches up my special spotlight. A strange force field protects the sanctuary just beyond. Hazing the light and masking what is just out of sight, I walk through the visible and effective field. The dust dissipates and I catch my first glimpse of the Chosen. Oh my. His voice wobbles with fear. I still look back in awe. Before us are 5 chairs. 5 giant chairs. Thrones or mounts or metal. Each one is different, but they're all the size of skyscrapers. Each seat, except one, sits a being. Their flesh is an odd hue of gray or marble. Their heads are dark, covered in a blackness that hides their face. Only their eyes seem visible. They all look down at us. They sit in a circle around a massive bonfire from which the holy light extends from. I look closely and see it's made of one of the hundreds or thousands of smaller versions of these massive creatures. The major difference is the black fog that covers their face is not there. One of the Chosen reaches into the pile of bodies and pulls out a larger one. The poor creature screams as it is brought up to the giant's lips. A mouth splits the darkness apart as it opens and firmly bites down. Blood and gore many times more than should be possible spills down like a rain. It just bites, it doesn't chew. I hear a soft whisper. Charlie. The one in the middle chair, made up of a collection of smaller chairs, made up of even smaller chairs, speaks to me. It leans forward very slowly. The force behind its movement pushes and pulls the air around us. Dust freshly stained with blood hangs in the air and drifts out to darken the landscape. These are Charlie. The soft whisper hangs in the air. The sound of the S is drawn long. The frequency seems stretched and then compresses. It sounds familiar. Unfortunate. A different one speaks loudly and it causes me to fall to my knees. It's like someone is pushing down on my shoulders. I force myself to stand back up. Glorious. It speaks again and then the same push attempts to crush me. I look to Gruff and Alan and they're both struggling to stand. Mr. collapses and falls face first into the dirt. The voice trails off into static. The way its word inflicts lifts from us. I hear Vincent cough for air, coughing to catch his breath. The third one speaks. Its voice is the choir. Welcome again, Charlie. Again? We are what you say we are. It does not matter what you call us. If it's the chosen is easy enough for you, then so be it. What are you? The choir answers. We are the rulers of this edge. We erect walls and we exist to defend them. To that end, we have brought most of you here to help us protect what is vital. Protected from what? From forces that wish to cross. A wall can only serve its purpose when it holds each side at bay. Just a gentle whisper tickles my ear. The Eternal, a blackened depth that never had life to begin with. It's coming. The hole is ripping open now that you brought the cork back to us. The baby cries. Human infant lays in bloody sand. I don't know where it came from. Sister. It screams out in a shrill voice as it leans forward, brings a heavy hand swinging down. The wrinkled skin flattens against the dirt with such force that it has taken a moment for the air to burst out. My ears pop and ring from the sudden rush. The dust follows and goes up my nose. The gritty taste scratches down the back of my throat. I cough out and wave the debris away from me. The hand slowly lifts up, and under its palm is no longer a baby, but a small version of one of the countless bodies piled high in the bonfire. Blood, thick and pulsing to an invisible heartbeat, covers the palm of the giant. The smashed pulp of a creature slowly resembles before it is lifted up and thrown on top of the pile of constantly burning bodies. From far below, I can barely just make out the creature with its pointed ears, softly screaming as it catches fire. The whale barely makes its way down. I look closer and see the pile of bodies is withering, trying to escape and crawl out only to have more weight crush them as a small avalanche cascades down one side. I'm speechless in my bewilderment. I have to think. I have to say something. What's going on? What is eternal? How am I supposed to defeat it? The choir sings out. All of you will overpower it. Only you have the strength we were looking for to push the creeping mass back. I can't possibly do that. With your overwhelming numbers, you can force anything if you try hard enough. The whisper returns on the wind. Our fifth knows of your powers and has bet all of its gambit on you. Your choices make all the difference. Make you strong. What is my power? Voices dance around my head, going from ear to ear. With every choice you make, a new world is created to run alongside it. Should you die by your own actions, that path will close. Should there be no choice, you will force the universe to change so that you can choose when you end that path. No other creature can destroy your new world except for you. Your strength as one is limited. You are weak, frail, emotional, and unpredictable. The strength of all of you as one can match that of a god, but only you can make that choice to live or die by your own hands. You can defeat death if you are given the choice. You have already done so once. I don't get it. What do you mean, every choice? What choices are you talking about? We cannot answer that. What happens if I fail? Can I go home? For as long as our brothers sit on the throne, you will never go home. Your companions that you may have or may not have, they have an obligation to you. Should they be considered expendable, they may request for the gate to be opened, to be let free from their duty. If such energy is expendable, if such apples are in abundance, what is it eternal? Why must there be a wall? One of the choir I selfless voice answers. To protect existence, you must divide it. The eternal is reproduction incarnate. It will grow and grow. It will devour all. That doesn't sound good. How big is this thing? Can you handle it for us? The one sitting in the chairs of chairs sits back in the metal structure and speaks in time with the falling bits of metal. Size and shape do not concern power. Will defeating this thing secure our way home then? Can we leave if we defeat this thing? If. As soon as the words finish, I hear something behind me. It's too close for comfort, like someone reading over your shoulder. I turn around for a brief moment and see the gate back to Blackgate. Standing next to me, next to it are two creatures. Kit and the other is a succubus. I turn back and notice that the giants are gone and we're all back where we started. It's as if space itself moved like a conveyor belt under our feet. Where'd they go? What happened? Alan looks back and forth more confused than the rest of us. Kit, thank goodness you're alright. Where have you been? The big lumbering disaster stands up from his squat. Mr. Charlie, Mr. Vincent, Kit, glad to you safe. Where did you go? Kit sent here and saw Miss Adrena by gate. Best to stay and wait. Kit knows steps in sand, so Kit thinks the group made through before. I guess it did split us up. Group waits for a moment before I speak up. How long are we supposed to wait here? I did not think that far ahead. Oh, that's our arena. Okay. The strange succubus stares at me. You did? Not necessarily here and now, but I did at some point. She stares at my pants. Can I help you? Before she can answer, my phone starts to go off. I take it from my pocket and pick up a radio signal. She walks up and takes the phone from my hands. She unlocks my phone with a password, says a few words and hangs it back up. That's the signal, so I'll clear to leave. She turns it off and hands it back to me. How do you know how to do that? When someone questions what I do or how I know, typically tell them that it's magic. If you want a better explanation, I will give you that luxury. However, now that is not the time for long-winded discussions. She motions to the gate. What are you waiting for? Please go back through the gate. Night 9. We'll play some more. A little bit more. We exited on the other side and back to the basement of Town Hall. I met with a handful of monsters. Ardrina waves them to put down their arms and gives them orders. I look back to the strange portal and wonder what has happened in my life to leave me here. Is everything under control? Ardrina asked the crowd waiting for us. Some of them nod yes, most are staring at the portal we all left out of. Gruff stands next to me. He's a bit close. How is Andreas? She asks some rhino horn monster and they whisper a bit. We get ordered to leave and fall out the room. There's just 6 of us alone in this queue. Ardrina turns back to the group. Is it done? The rebellion over, and the leader of the coup is in hiding. You need me to hunt it down? Or me? No. She cuts Vincent off with a simple and strong answer. Doesn't concern any of you anymore. That's it? Oh, thank you, a round of drinks. That's it, Alan. From this point forward, you will all tell no one of what you saw. I was talking to Grubb, Vincent, and Alan. I don't know if I'm part of the conversation. But I like to kiss and tell. Don't. If you care about your lives of everyone in this room, of everyone in this town, you won't. I'll take the secret to my grave then. I know you will, Grubb. I'm concerned about those two. She points to Vincent and Alan. I've been nothing but loyal to this town. I've done horrible things for the mayor. You're telling me now you don't trust me? I trust that you're going to write it down. She's got you there. I just want to make sure that what you may have saw or heard over there stays in there. I want those things to stay in there. I don't want to give them an excuse to follow us back out here. With that, please leave and go back to your homes. Continue working like nothing is wrong. Keep up the appearances like you always have. Deny any threats that may be lurking. See something, say nothing, and drink to forget. I think I heard that on the podcast once. Okay. Yes. Now if you'll please. He opens the door to the shiny hallway. We go and press the elevator button and leave the basement. We leave the building and pass various groups reconciling the destruction. I'm pretty sure it's a lot. I sit down on the steps of the town hall. Once it's empty of the crowd of demons or devils, can be bothered to determine what they might be. Smoky air is starting to clear up. That, or I'm used to it now. It's like when you smell a vanilla for too long, you can no longer smell it. My hand touches a bit of ash. The grit covers my fingers in more paint. I feel lost. I feel confused. I've been diagnosed with a terminal illness of a prophecy. Part of me wants to get over with. Part of me wants to run away. The other part of me just wants to lay down. Look out of the town from up the steps and hear Gruff sits beside me. How are you doing? Better now, we're back out. It all feels a bit strange still. I'll hit the blame for you. Blame? What do you mean? Someone will be held accountable if it comes down to it, and I will volunteer. But that wasn't our doing. It wasn't your doing. You're right. The town will not care and will want to blame anyone except themselves. Why? I understand it's idyllic to think everyone would come together. I just wish it wasn't always like this. Always like this? I mean, back home too, it's the same thing. Want to blame everyone else. Do you know why? Or we act like this? Or you or we? Okay. I don't know the psychology of monsters that well. Hope my apartment building is not burnt down. Where's Vincent? Right here. Vincent walks down a few steps. What now? I guess go home and find Longma. Oh yeah, I forgot about Longma. Oh, I hope he's okay. Where you go? You said the library was attacked. Was it set on fire? I saw Vincent dead in his tracks. It's now just hitting him. Takes a moment for all of us to realize. Oh yeah. Oh no. So much we lost. All those books and the prisoners. Cody and the rest. Vincent runs off. Another pit in my stomach forms. We gotta help him. I chase after him with what little strength I have left. I go from a run to a jog to a trot and finally to an exasperated walk. Vincent speeds off ahead and I hear Gruff and Ala behind me. I don't know if I can do this. I'm sure Cody is fine. I hope Cody's fine. I look around the town as we walk our way towards the library. Windows are busted or blown out several buildings. The quiet town feels different now. It feels empty. It feels more oppressive than I thought it could. I can feel granular sand still stuck in my shoe, scratching at my foot. Pull the shoe off and dump a few bits of rocks on the dirty street. Lamp hums and strains to give off as much light as they can muster. Before I know it, we reach the library. The scorched frame of the library is all in stands. There's still a bit of ash in the air, but the fire is dead. Where's the fire department? You don't have a fire department. Then who put out the fire? You walk to the charge building. Filled with debris towards one of the basement entrances, and a large support beam is already pushed to the side. The way down is clear and looks untouched by the flames. Vincent? I call out and get no response. Well, I get a response. Yeah, down here. We head to the basement, much to my surprise, it's intact. Several bar doors are open and all the cells are empty. There's no body remains or any of the prisoners. We see Vincent move about the darkness. His orange fur shines in what little light catches it. Are they alright? Thankfully they are alive. Worse, they have escaped. Alan breathes a sigh of relief. Thankfully for sure. Where would they have escaped to? Not very far. They cannot leave this place entirely or they shall die. Shall we pursue them? No, not tonight. Why not? First of all, you don't know who you're looking for or how dangerous they are. Second of all, we're in no shape to scour this town for them. Third of all, we're gonna find where we're gonna put them. Makes several great points. Had to come with some kind of idea to help. See the moments to think. Couple moments to think, honestly. To be continued. Okay. Dang. Well, that's it for now. Unless I find something else or another update. But as of right now, that's it for the Blackgate Librarian route. So I might continue another route. I might not. Let me do some figuring, out type of stuff, and then, you know, of course we'll get back to this. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this part of Blackgate. I believe this is part 10, I want to say. So I hope y'all enjoyed this whole playthrough. If you watched every video, if not, that's fine. If not, just hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, if you want to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And with that being said, I will see y'all in the next video.